Republican Senator Ben Sasse really let Trump have it in a leaked phone call obtained by the Washington Examiner and verified by the New York Times. Listen.
There are obviously a lot of places where he and I differ as well, and these aren't just mere policy issues. So the way he kisses dictators' butts, I mean, the way he ignores that the Uyghurs are in literal concentration camps in Xinjiang. The United States now regularly sells out our allies under his leadership. The way he treats women and spends like a drunken sailor. He mocks evangelicals behind closed doors. His family has treated the presidency like a business opportunity. He's flirted with white supremacists. I think we are staring down the barrel of a blue tsunami, and we've got to hold the Senate. And so that's what I'm focused on. I'm not focused on Donald Trump.
You know, there's something about this that makes me mad, because he and his fellow Republicans could have stopped it in its tracks when the Democrats impeached him and they voted to not indict. That is when he could have stopped it. Now, because he won his primary against a right-wing nutcase, now he's worried about the moderates. So he comes out with this statement, and he's talking to the Washington Examiner, which is a conservative newspaper. What do you think about this? Let's start with Sonny.
I have to agree with you. I mean, you know, Ben Sasse has been a critic of Donald Trump. He has openly criticized him before, but the bottom line is he's also enabled this president, as has the other Republicans in the Senate, in the House. And I'm kind of disgusted that he feels this way, yet voted not to impeach, voted not to indict, and is now, telling constituents, I guess, what he really thinks, yet is now also saying, but we've got to hold the Senate. He's been participating in Judge Garrett's, hearings, knowing that is sort of a sham hearing, right? Pushing through a nominee so quickly, yet also saying, but we've got to hold the Senate so we can do more things like this. It's the height of hypocrisy, and I find it so distasteful and kind of disgusting, really, when you think about it.
Yeah. I'd like to hear the other two weigh in, but you only have a minute each to do it. So let's start with Anna.
Well, I'll tell you, first of all, I'm not sure it was that much of a leak because there have been 17,000 people invited to this call. This is not him talking to his best friend who was surreptitiously recording him. I think he's trying to go on the record. And finally, look, I think Joe Biden should take the best 60 seconds from that 10-minute riff on Trump. And I think we just heard them. Take those 60 seconds and put on the end of it, I approve this message. It is a political ad made in heaven for Joe Biden. Play it on a loop. Republicans, in their own words, talk about Donald Trump.
Joy, I agree with everyone saying it's too little too late. People compromised their integrity the many times they didn't speak up. Beyond the voting, impeaching, indicting, it was that there were time and time again where things were said and we didn't hear from any other the notable Republicans. But the thing I found most interesting about this phone call, not leak, as Anna said, was someone asked him something about, why do you always criticize the president? We have lost the ability to recognize that it doesn't matter what party or ideology you come from. We should not follow blindly like sheep. Everything should be criticized. Everything should be questioned, disagreed with, discussed, compromised, bendy. We've lost the ability that when D.C. is at its best, it's when they're all criticizing and they're all having conversations and talking. That we've reached a really sad point when criticizing something on your own side becomes apologizing or wrong. I found that the most telling.
Well, I'd like to point out that Rudy Giuliani's daughter and Kellyanne Conway's daughter are both criticizing their parents. I think those two girls should get a talk show. What do you think?
I think he's going to be, listen, I think Rudy Giuliani's daughter is going to be cut out of the will if there's any money left after Judith divorces him.
Okay, I have a correction. What's the correction? That he was not speaking to the Washington Examiner. I don't know. Who was he speaking to?
He was speaking to his
constituents, yeah.
Constituents.
But the Washington Examiner found out and published it, I guess.